So what is Senku's final plan? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of the Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Dr. Stone's Stone Wars episode 9. And yeah, Senku has this plan at the end here of the last episode that he's clearly putting into motion. It looked like something involving a vial of whatnot, and he's heading back towards the revival fluid. So I wonder what his goal is here. Tsukasa and Hyoga are in the middle of attacking the Kingdom of Science. The entire plan's been revealed. Everyone knows that Gen is not Lillian Weinberg. So it's a matter of, like, how is this going to basically close out? Because we only have, like, what, 2 episodes after this one? So we have 3 episodes total, including this one, to close everything out. I still think Hyoga's going to be the final, like, the true final villain of this arc. But I don't know. I don't know how this is going to close. Because we're still insistent on winning without any bloodshed. Without, like, not only taking a life, but hopefully not even really hurting anyone. At least not to any notable degree. So it's at this point just a matter of, like, accomplishing that. And again, we know that Tsukasa and them are going to come into the Kingdom of Science. It's just a matter of how we're going to convince him of that. And possibly Hyoga, but I don't know. I part of me doubts it, but I feel like it also has to happen because the no bloodshed, we can't kill him or anything. So unless he runs away, yeah, it's just, I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm excited, though. I'm very excited. Like, this has been just continuously fantastic. Dr. Stone has just impressed me like crazy. And I hope it continues to do so as we go into future seasons. But yeah, I'm just hyped to see how this ends. I'm hyped to see how the Stone Wars come to a conclusion. And I guess we'll start to see that with this episode. So let's get into it and hope for the best. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this twist that Tsukasa's sister Mirai was alive, that she was in this comatose state, and that the way that we were going to stop these Stone Wars, it was by offering to save her and everything. This isn't entirely a surprise to me. Like I didn't know it was coming. I wasn't spoiled, but I kind of assumed that, like, the way we were going to get Tsukasa on our side and the way we were going to stop these Stone Wars wasn't going to be through combat. And I assumed that science alone wouldn't be enough. So the idea of, like, a little agreement would have to be the case. They would have to, like, hash things out. And the only thing that we've known about Tsukasa from his past that would be something that would be big enough for him to, like, cause a truce would be something involving his sister. Now, I didn't guess that this would happen, but when it was revealed, it's like I instantly understood, and it didn't surprise me. Because it's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Everything adds up. I'm more surprised that, at least from what it seems so far, Hyoga's not going to actually be the final villain? Or maybe things will go wrong. I don't know. Now, one thing of note is that Mirai was in this medically induced coma, it seemed, and is like very like not okay. We don't know if the revival fluid will be enough to resolve whatever was going on with her. Like, Senku himself doesn't know. But the possibility does exist. And that's enough for Tsukasa. Because that's how much he loves his sister. Everything has always been for her. And I said in the reaction, I'm saying it here, I'm going to keep saying it. Tsukasa has always been a good person. He's my favorite character in this series for a reason. He has so much nuance and depth to him. He's a good person who does bad things because he genuinely believes in it. And here we even get more depth into why he's chosen to do these bad things. Why he's so insistent on specifically reviving the newer generations, and not only not reviving, but stopping the revival, the possible revival of older generations. It's not only because of, like, you know, the obvious corruption and pain and everything that he's seen from the older generations, all the trouble that they've caused, but it's also a case of he's right that there's not a realistic way to bring everybody back right away. In this kind of primitive world, it will not work. It would cause way too many problems. You have to pick and choose. He chose to take that task on himself rather than let anyone else face it, because he knew he could handle it. He chose to let himself be the bad guy in that situation, because he already had the belief of, you know, the older generations messing everything up because of, you know, the stuff he's been through and seen. And so it just made sense for him to take that on. He doesn't even see it as good himself. He basically admitted here that he knows it's wrong, that he knows it's a bad thing to do. But he's doing it because he genuinely believes that it's right for humanity, that it's going to help people. And the person he's always wanted to help the most is his sister. He became strong for her. He was doing all these talk show appearances and going into fights and everything to earn money specifically to pay for her medical treatment. Everything has always been for other people. He is like probably the most selfless person in this series. And that's saying a lot, because there are plenty of selfless people in this series. But as he said, he's also not going to give up on his beliefs here. He doesn't want to bring all those people into the world because he knows that it'll just mess everything up, that it'll be bad for people. And he knows that it'll especially be bad for the younger generations. They'll be fucked over like never before. And he understands that. That's why he's calling this just a truce for now. Even though I do think it's going to become more than that. I do think that the Tsukasa Empire and the Kingdom of Science will fully integrate with each other. And I think bringing back Mirai is definitely going to be what causes that. Mirai is 100% coming back, and I believe she's going to be healed. I feel like it's a little bit much to believe that that would heal you completely, but this is also like some kind of weird situation in the first place. Like, as real as the science and everything in this is, there is some science fiction aspects you have to account for. But like, no matter how improbable it is, I do think Mirai is going to be saved with this, and that's going to win over Tsukasa. But we'll see. I'm still unsure of like how like we have two more full episodes, but the only thing I can think of is if Hyoga does do some fuck shit. Which, considering his reaction to the dynamite, like, he was way too excited about that. Also, we did get to see his face. It is confirmed that that was his face in the opening, which I felt like had to be obvious. But, yeah, I feel like Hyoga's going to do something. I feel like he's probably going to be the final villain. I'm just wondering if we're going to actually get confirmation whether or not, the, gluing the stone statues back together actually works or not. Maybe that's what's going to happen here. Maybe Hyoga is going to, like, see Tsukasa as weak or something and, like, try to, or maybe even succeed to some degree, breaking Mirai's statue, which would obviously send Tsukasa into a blind rage. But then maybe Senku reveals that he can fix that, and that's something he's been having Yuzuriha work on. And that's going to be a way to test this. Although testing it on Mirai would also be very risky for a number of reasons. That's the only thing I can think of for how they would still integrate in the idea of Hyoga being the final villain. But then it's like, how's that going to go in the end? Because it's like, will Hyoga be just captured? Will he be knocked out? Will he be... I don't think he's going to be killed, right? Maybe he'll escape. Maybe he'll run away and come back to be a villain in the future. That's possible. I don't know. But that's the only thing I can think of for what's going to happen going forward. But we have like 2 more episodes, so we should be finishing both of those out next week. As we have typically done for a lot of our shows. We'll finish those out next week and see how this all comes to a close for this season. For the time being, though, let me know your thoughts on this episode of Dr. Stone's Stone Wars. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.